Hello, good day. Happy spring day. We have spring, sun, fresh energies here in Oslo. Irini, back to you, streaming from Norway. And today I wish to speak about something that occurred in several sessions I had with clients while using family constellation or the IoPT method of trauma therapy, the identity-oriented psychotrauma therapy methods. They are both related because they both stream from this principle of the phenomenological processes that run behind the scenes our life based on the laws of the morphogenetic fields and of the systems. Yes, I'm going to bring you a few examples from sessions where you can testify and also understand how these processes work and also how much the blockages we feel in our life, and in most of the cases that can be really very concrete situation with material things that either broke or that don't work, or it seems that we cannot fix them no matter how hard we try. And all these processes, they actually have the origin in early trauma. And I will try to explain this as much as, a very simple vocabulary to say like that. So you don't get confused, but actually you can get curious about this. And if you have similar situations that there are tools and methods that can help you investigate and also solve all these blockages. So I had several clients coming with intentions or situations in their lives where something felt like I'm blocked and I don't know how to move forward, or simply something in their environment was not working to their benefit, no matter how much they tried. And in one case, it was a man who is also an artist, among others, and he needed to use a kiln to fire some ceramic pieces, art objects. And in his studio he was not able to achieve the right level of current, the supply for the electricity to make the kiln work. And this was actually a part of a project that we started together. And it was delaying the project, and for him was very frustrating because that was an important tool for his own work as an artist. And as I'm used to read the situations and to always inquire if there is a hidden dynamic or a hidden cause or the origin of this blockage behind any situation, my gut feeling told me that we should investigate why the kiln, or how we can make the kiln work. And so we started to work on it together, and I asked him to bring an intention, and he brought it around this kiln that needs to work. And at the end, he was more aware of what actually was not working inside, because there was a blockage that was coming from his own energy and from his own reality. And that blockage was related with something from his childhood, more specifically with a situation or several situations. Now I don't remember details, but it was about mother, about yes, the loss of the mother, and the fact that for him many things got a little bit stuck after he lost his mother and so on. The second situation or process that I led was with a woman, and she, for several years, she had a lot of struggle with cars, and she needs the car because it's her way of she needs to move. She lives outside the city, so she needs this mobility, and many of her life situations depend on a car. But in several circumstances over the last years, she felt that every time she will get a new car or will have to sell the old one and take a new one, there was something in the car was broken, or the car for a reason had to go to mechanic for a while, and then she would get another car that again might get broken and so on. And these situations actually made her very, very frustrated. And then I told her, let's try to see what's behind these situations, because my feeling is that it's not only the car, as it was not only the kiln for the other client I was speaking about. And so we took a look to this, and we work with the same method, the IoPT, identity-oriented trauma psychotherapy, because that method is very specific and very quickly brings you to the root cause of the imbalance or the blockage that the person experiences. And surprisingly for her, but not for me, during the session, a sentence came for her. And the sentence was, I am not good enough. And of course, around this core sentence, to say like that she initially wanted to deny and to say that is not relevant and so on. Instead, for me, it was like, that is what is happening here. Is not the car, is you. And your belief that is deeply seated in your subconscious, and you don't even want to pay attention to it because it brings up stuff that might be painful. For sure, it's painful in most of the cases. So her belief that she's not good enough, then so she might not deserve this and that, not even a car though, that can serve her purpose, can serve her needs, was so present in her, and for many years for sure, because usually these kind of beliefs, they start in childhood, when we are made to believe that we are not good enough, that we have to work a lot, and we have to make a lot of efforts to make the other understand that we are worthy of attention and care and love, and that we are good in what we are doing. And most of the times it happens that those children who grow up with this idea, with this belief, they become very good in what they are doing. But then this hidden belief runs the show, and in many circumstances they fail, or they think they will fail, and they don't trust themselves because of it. And you will ask me now how these two situations, these two stories relate. They are related somehow, because in one case it's an object, a kiln, that has to be ignited and work based on electricity to fire something. In the other case is a car that has an engine. So the engine also needs a spark. I don't know if you know how engines work in cars, but I'm not into mechanics. But they also need that spark between electrodes. So they, and you usually do it with the key of the car, you know. It can be nowadays it's electronics, but also mechanical key. And then the engine starts to run, and the car can work properly, can function, and takes where you need to go. So in both cases, it's about two objects in our lives that have a function that is very important for us, that helps us work or do our daily routines. And without them, our life gets blocked, or our own work, or just being able to go from a place to another gets messy. So that is the common point in the reality. But there is a common point, as I was saying, also in the real cause behind the scenes that acts in these situations. And most of the time, the persons that are involved, they are not aware because these are hidden dynamics. I call them hidden because they live in our subconscious. And not only they are hidden in our subconscious, but they are also stemming from early childhood trauma. So they are somehow trapped in the body, and the body follows these trapped memories or beliefs, as I said, in a way that is not conscious to us, unless we work with these methods, with this kind of methods, and we reveal them. And for me, every time when I support and I guide clients in this work, I never have the doubt that there is a hidden dynamic. When I hear, I cannot do it, I'm not able to do it, I'm so frustrated, I don't know what's happening, and so on. Because the experience and also my own connection with the field of information, where sometimes I can receive my own insights and information, tells me there is more than what is on the surface. And therefore, what I wish to say and to invite you to reflect on is about this. How many times in your life you felt stuck, or you felt like I'm not able to do it, and you depended on an object, on a tool to run your life and to make it smoother, but you still felt like I no matter how much I try, how hard and how much energy I invest in this, I cannot do it. Because then the second thing or the second step to take here would be to ask yourself, what is hidden here? What do I don't see, and how it can be revealed? Because I know it might seem crazy and surprising, but many of these dynamics from the past, many of these beliefs and ideas we create as children, and they are not true, but they have been there because we suffered and we've been lacking something that we needed at that moment. And then we created this kind of survival strategies to think that we need to become better and to improve and to learn more and to do it faster and to do this and that in a certain way. The belief does not disappear. Trauma does not disappear. They continues to be there until we are ready to be open and to know more about this. So that is the reflection I wanted to bring you today. Don't underestimate the long-lasting effect of early childhood trauma, and don't underestimate those things that you might believe that they are very small. Like, yes, it happened that my mother or my father told me I don't do things right, or I'm not good to do this and that, or I was blamed for doing wrong things or for making errors of the time. Because all these situations that might seem small now that we look back to them, in reality, they create a bigger situation and bigger over time, where you start to think about yourself in these terms. I'm not good enough. I'm not able to do this and that. I'm not worthy to have a car that functions. I'm not worthy to create my art because my kiln is always broken, and things like that. This I am not worthy, I cannot. Everything that starts in a negative way in the discourse that you have inside your head for yourself, about yourself, that is a coping mechanism, and that creates a blockage. That actually with different coping mechanisms like that, because this is just one example in many, you are screwing up your life because then nothing works. And then you get in full burnout and you don't know why. I will make another video about burnout because this is a very hot topic, very much present in many people, and many of the young people nowadays, they experience already burnout, because I also have my opinion as therapist about it, but I'm not going to continue here because I don't want to take more of your time. Today it was about this hidden belief and dynamic and what it brings to surface in our lives in a negative way. What are the consequences of living with this early childhood trauma? So I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm available for sessions. Now in March, I still have until April, actually until Easter, so you can still have 2-3 more days for a good discount of 25% on all sessions and all offerings. Search on my website, www.palomablanca.ro in the section shop and offerings what I'm presenting to you. And if you feel called or if you have any blockage in your life that you want to look into it, connect with me and we make the session. There are many different tools, wonderful tools, very simple, but highly effective. Enjoy the rest of your spring and see you next. Bye-bye.